let there be an inquiry into the media and apartheid. Go and make an application. The law allows for the names to be made for the law, by law, that these names must be made public. Since you are not going to do that, we will do it for you. So, who are the first 5 names? Yes. Let's start with, I have a nice list here. Let's start with the man who wrote a book against President Zuma. Jack Paul. You know the man? The man who wrote the book, My President Keeper? That man is on that list. It makes sense why he was asked by Pravin Gordhan to write a book against President Zuma. In fact, if you go look at the Mail and Guardian at the time and his stories on Winnie Mandela, it's shocking. And even the graphics they used to make of Winnie Mandela, they were demonizing her. And you know who he was working with? Another darling of the South African media. Anton Haber. Anton Haber is going to scream and say, no, but I was fighting against apartheid. They were chasing me. No, Anton, we know you're on that list. And you're working with Jack Paul and others to make sure that the names of revolutionaries are being tarnished. You are promoting liberals within the liberation movement, but revolutionaries were made into basically bad people. Anton, deny. Anton, demand that McPherson issues the full list. Otherwise, the list were received from the McPherson list of Stratcom people. You appear there very boldly. Anton Haber. He is now, by the way, big man with the ENCA. So he continues to work for white monopoly capital. Then there's another loud mouth, Max Dupree. Max also is going to say, no, but I used to fight. No, Max, you're not fighting against apartheid. We know what you're doing. You are simply making sure that those you see as radicals are discredited. And you make those you believe are liberals and they can be bought, they can be cowered down, their names shine. So, Max, we know you are on that list. There is a very, very evil, dead white man, Tertius Mayberg. Mayberg was actually, ultimately they got promoted into the editorship of Sunday Times. And he was doing absolutely shocking, horrendous work for the apartheid regime. Of course, he's dead. And those who work with him must come forward and tell us all about Tertius Mayberg and what they were doing with the apartheid government. Well, there is our friend Samson. Samson, for too long, rumors have been twirling around his name that he was an apartheid agent. Many times people have said Samson was an apartheid agent. He now runs a thing called Amabungani. Amabungani are the things that produce those fake thing called email leaks. They were in the forefront of making sure that the nation believes the problem in this country is the Guptas and not white monopoly capital. They are the ones, same soul, doing dirty work again for white monopoly capital, tarnishing the name of President Zuma. Now we see his name appears on that list. Sam, it's up to you to deny and provide information why we should not believe that you are part of the Stratcom 40. You're being paid, you're being managed by Vic McPherson. It is up to you to go to Vic. You run a very big investigative journalism group. If you are as good as you claim you are, certainly you can give us that list and you can clear your name. Right now, same soul, you appear very high with 3 stars around your name. Apparently, you were one of their best doing the dirty work of apartheid. So, Sam, let's hear from you. There you go. The first 5 down. Samson, Tertius Mayberg, Max Dupree, Anton Haber, Jack Paul. Next week, we'll give you another 5. Labantu labasibavezela intatheli bezisebenzela umbuso wamabhunu. Ibona behlukumeza abantu bekhulu baqamba banga ngabo. Ekuzwa kabuhlungu ukuthi basaqhubeka namhlanje iningi labo labaphilayo babhala emaphepheni bakuma television bahaqhubeka ngomsebenzi wabo ongcwele. Now, we left with 10 minutes, and in these 10 minutes, I'm going to run to Latin America. I'm going to go to I must go to Latin America because Venezuela is going to elections in 7 days, in a week's time. This time, from next week, Venezuela will be voting. They are voting for a new government. They're voting in particular for a new president. Venezuela is a beacon of hope of the oppressed of the world. We know that President Hugo Chavez, who was poisoned by America, they gave him cancer, was the one who started with providing this fire for socialism, this fire for change. And of course, it was murdered. And he pointed as somebody who can lead the revolution, our brother Nicolas Maduro, who is running for president. I want to say, those of you who have the means, please go and check a very important documentary. The revolution will not be televised. It tells us the story of Chavez, how America tried to remove him. America tried to remove him, and the people said no. They returned Chavez. He was out of power for 2 days in the year 2002. American and CIA removed Chavez because Chavez was making sure that the wealth of Venezuela must stay in Venezuela. Today we know, together with the opposition parties, with the civil society, they have done exactly the same thing they did with Zuma. They are doing it in Venezuela. They want to kill the dream of revolution of Chavez. But that is Chavez. That is our brother. People love Maduro. Check there. Big rallies addressed by brother Maduro in Venezuela. Big rallies addressed by our brother Maduro. The people want socialism. Imperialism want capitalism. That film I spoke to you about earlier, The Revolution, will not be televised. Google it. You can stream it from YouTube. It's a very important and educational documentary. So we must say to our brother and the people of Venezuela, vote for brother Maduro, vote for socialism, vote for Chavez. We wish victory for the people of Venezuela. We wish victory for the embodiment of the dream of Hugo Chavez, our brother Nicolas Maduro. So people of Venezuela, do the right thing, return socialism to power. I have a letter I must read to you as we come towards the end. Brother Lula, our brother Lula was in jail. We know that Lula, I hope you know that Lula is in jail. Lula is the former president of Venezuela, of Brazil, and one of the men that helped to build BRICS. And we also know that Lula, when he was president, he made sure that millions and millions of poor people get out of poverty. We know that he wanted the wealth of Brazil to serve the people of Brazil. But they put him in jail because there is an election coming up in Brazil in October. And the leading person in those elections is Lula. But the same forces that want to put Zuma in jail in South Africa are putting Lula in jail in Brazil. They have done so. So Lula he wrote a letter from prison. And I'm going to read that letter to you. He wrote this letter to the chairperson of the Workers' Party, the party that is putting him as a candidate. He said, "Dear Glacy, I'm watching the media debate over whether I will run for office, whether I have plan B, or support another candidate. I know how much you are being attacked. That's why I've decided to make a statement. I know who are those who do not want me to run, and also their political reasons, because they are my rivals. Others think that because of my conviction was upheld, I am guilty, and I am in the so-called clean electoral law limbo. My accusers know I am innocent. Prosecutors, judges, the appellate court know I am innocent. My lawyers know I am innocent. Most of the people know I am innocent. If I accept the idea of not running for office, I will be admitting to a crime. I did not commit any crime. This is why I'm running, waiting for the truth to come out. The media, the judges, the prosecutors have to show what's the crime I have committed, or just stop lying. The people deserve respect. The people have rights. The people have rights and a decent life. That is why we want a society where no one has privileges over others, but everyone has rights. Close quote. Comrade Lula. So Lula is running. Lula will run from jail. Lula will run Brazil from jail if they keep him there, because the people want Lula to run. Think about it. I want you to think about this as we close. Lula was just an ordinary factory worker. Lula, this man who's in jail in Brazil, was just an ordinary factory worker. He served Brazil, taking millions out of poverty when he was president. Chavez in Venezuela handed over to an ordinary bus driver. Maduro is an ordinary bus driver. Take it to South Africa. Jacob Zuma is an ordinary peasant, and he's the father of radical economic transformation. I want you to think: bus driver, factory worker, and a peasant. Join the dots. You don't need bourgeois education to serve your people. You just need commitment and love to your people. And these three, amongst many, show us that if you have your heart in the right place, you have your politics sorted out, you will be the leader that we need. And the three of them, bus driver, factory worker, peasant, are in trouble with white monopoly capital and imperialism. Next week, we talk about radical economic transformation. And you know, we said the television will not be, the revolution will not be televised. So we want to close today with our brother, with a song which the hip hop heads out there love a lot. Our brother, Jill Scott, Heron Scott, yeah. Please, let's have that.
The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox and 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon and Hugel and leading the charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Chicago Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia.
Thank you very much.
The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner, because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run, or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on the point from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the